What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode, actually episode 48 of Candid Cloud Convos.
You should know. We're going to test you. Who is it? Who is it? Who's that? Who's this? It's Emelita and Gina, as always, your girls, your besties, coming at you with some shenanigans yet again. For almost
apartment horror stories.
Almost 50 episodes.
We're getting close.
We're getting close. And we've talked a little bit about how we've lived together. So we wanted to go over some of our funny stories or crazy stories that happened during our apartment living. Technically, it was a condo, but apartment living. Yeah. And we also found some online that we thought were interesting that we wanted to share. So after the chisme, we'll get right into it. So first up for chisme chatter this week, we have a new Mandela effect. And if you guys don't know, we've done a whole episode on Mandela effects. And this one got us both. So people on TikTok are going crazy. Is it ready whip? I'll put it on the screen. Ready whip like this or ready whip like this? What do you guys remember? How do you remember, Gina?
I personally remember it being WHIP.
Same.
I always remember it that way.
Yeah. Ready? Because in Family Guy, they make fun of they make fun of that. He says ready whip.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole thing. So like, why would it be different now?
And that's like the constant joke throughout the whole series. It's not even just once. Like that was, you know, the running joke.
Yeah. Or he says cool whip. He says cool whip.
Oh, cool whip. Yeah.
But same thing. Like, same freaking thing.
So I remember it with an H.
I do too, but it's not like that anymore in the stores.
That's weird.
I know.
Or like even the double stuff with the Oreos. That one was also, I don't know.
We should do another episode on it.
It's so annoying because like they have, when you look them up, they show pictures of both variations, I guess.
Yeah.
So you really, it screws with your mind because you really don't know then.
Yeah. Which one you,
It's always the one you remember.
Exactly. And there's no way to know right or wrong answer. Like it's just,
that's the type of stuff that makes you go crazy.
Honestly.
Like those little things will be like, that's gonna set me off.
Yeah. So let us know how you guys remember it. We definitely remembered it with an H, but I guess we're crazy and time is made up. So like maybe it's made up too. I don't know. I don't freaking know. But
I'm so excited about this next one.
We have such cool news. I'm pretty sure everybody has already seen the freaking trailer. But if you guys don't know, Gina and I, this is your favorite Disney.
Yeah, like top two.
Yeah, same here. My favorite Disney princess, Gina's favorite Disney princess is the Little Mermaid. Okay. And if you guys haven't seen yet, I'm so glad to tell you that they're coming out with the remake in 2023. So it's like not a live action, but like, how do you describe the remakes? Like real people. It's not cartoon.
I think they're saying, live, like live. No, well, okay.
It's not a cartoon version.
Yeah, it's like the Lion King when they came out with it, and it's supposed to look realistic. It's like that, Little Mermaid.
And they announced that the cast of Ariel, or whoever's going to be playing Ariel, is, I think it's Halle. Is that how you say her name? Halle Bailey. I'm pretty sure it's Halle. And it's so cute because there's so many little girls on TikTok and Instagram that they were getting so excited, and their parents were recording their reaction of seeing that it was a black girl who was going to be playing Ariel. And it just, I literally cried, bro. Like one of this girls, she was like, Mom, she's black. She looks like me. This and that. I was like, oh my God, I cannot handle this right now. I'm going to freaking cry.
Like the sweetest
so
thing.
Pure.
And then on the flip side, you have the haters.
Oh my God.
We're trying to find anything wrong with the fact that she's playing her as Ariel. They're like, the Little Mermaid is not black. It's like, she's a fucking mermaid. It's not even a real, she's a fictional character.
Exactly.
Like, why do you think that it can't be black?
Right.
One. And then they're trying to talk shit about the hair, that it doesn't look red enough, or it doesn't look like it's actually underwater. I'm like, why are you nitpicking?
Fight me.
Dude, literally. I'm like, you already can see just from the trailer alone, not even, the movie hasn't even came out yet, but the trailer alone is bringing so much joy to all these people. And Come on.
Pure
Like,
joy,
get over
pure
yourself.
bliss. Like you literally see their
Yeah.
reactions and they're like, wow, like finally some representation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They're
And
so excited. And she sounds beautiful, by the way. Like her
she does.
voice,
Her voice is beautiful. I think
her
she has a
runs and
twin
everything.
who also makes music.
Um,
Chloe, I think is her
no,
name.
that's her cousin. They're
Oh,
cousins.
cousin. Okay. They look a
Yeah,
lot alike.
me too.
They look a lot alike. Okay. But I also seen that I think in 2023 a new movie called Disney's Wish, I think it's called just
Uh-huh.
Wish.
I seen a picture. I don't know what it's about though.
It's the first Afro Latina Disney princess.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how cool.
Yeah.
Is there trailers for that or just like they announced like
I
what it's
don't think
about?
the trailer has come out yet, but there's pictures of what the character will look like. We'll put it here on the screen for you guys.
How
But they
cool.
actually casted a Afro Latina to do the voice and everything.
Oh my god, I have to
So it
see
will
it.
be a cartoon version for this one. But that's
Okay.
so freaking exciting. Like the representation that they're now achieving, I'm so happy.
I want to see it
So
so bad.
freaking happy.
Oh, wait. Okay, I think I did see this, but I didn't know I
What
didn't
it
know what it
was.
was for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
First Afro Latina Disney princess.
that's dope.
So
That's so
fucking
fucking
exciting.
cool.
I can't wait to watch these movies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And not going off of movies, but shows. If you guys watched Euphoria, amazing, amazing show. But the Emmys just happened this week, and Zendaya became the first Black woman in history to win 2 awards for lead actress in a show. So,
I mean, well deserved. She did an amazing job.
yeah, like you
Amazing.
can feel her
Yeah.
emotions and everything through her performance. So,
I remember sitting there watching it with you, just the first season.
yeah,
And I was
I
like,
got you into it.
yeah, I was like, damn, she went off.
Yeah.
Her range on acting, like she really did
Insane.
that.
Yeah. Going from Disney to something like so deep and yeah, I guess just deep, like
Intense, very intense.
Yeah, very intense show. But yeah, congratulations to her. I love all
That's
the
awesome.
representation, and it's cool because these babies growing up, like they get to see that now instead of like when we were younger, there was not a lot of representation for anybody other than, you know. And so it's really nice to see. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's awesome.
So cute. Last news. Go
You
ahead,
guys,
go off.
we've been kind of building up to this little by little, but it's finally here. Next episode, you guys. The next episode will be our season 2 finale.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Woo! It's been a fun one.
50.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
That's crazy.
It came up so fast.
Wow.
It's been a fun season.
Oh,
So
hell yeah.
Definitely like recap a little bit. We mentioned it already, the little compilation.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did talk about it. It's on Instagram.
You guys should check it out though. It's really, really cute.
So cute. I watch it twice a day at least.
Hopefully you guys are as excited as we are.
We've grown so much.
Yeah, I think we've definitely gotten a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Being on camera and just talking.
Like our flow is better.
Yeah, you'll probably be able to tell if you've been here from season 1 or if you've like binged a little bit into season 1. You could tell the progression that we've had.
And I'm not embarrassed of those early episodes at all. It's just
it shows the
really
growth.
Nice to see the growth, and know that we both feel more confident and more comfortable. Because in the beginning we were really scared or really nervous, but obviously we've grown a lot and our audience has grown a lot, so it's nice to reflect and just
I think you guys get to kind of like we talk about people pleasing and all that stuff, and I think even in our podcast, like
for sure
we did that, and we're like we have to be really careful about this or that, or like do things
even making certain jokes that we do find funny, we would cut them out because we're like, ooh, that could be controversial. Like it's not that we're doing it with bad intentions, it's just literally like our humor, you know what I mean?
Like we just have a dark sense of humor, and we know not everybody has that same sense of humor, so we're kind of like, okay, maybe we should keep it to ourselves. But at the same time, you guys get to know more actually how we are, not just what we would try to, kind of put on for the podcast or like our videos or anything.
Exactly. Like we're not putting on a front. This is definitely who we are. It's just more watered down.
Trying to stay neutral, like yeah, watered down. That's perfect.
Yeah, like watered down version of us. But if you knew us in real life, we're fucking crazy.
And even now, like we're definitely more comfortable, but
Yeah,
we're still a little careful. But I think you
right.
honestly really everyone has to be,
Yeah,
especially putting things out on the internet. Like you
of
have to
course. You don't want to offend anybody. You don't want what you say to come off in a way that you didn't
like
mean it.
disrespectful. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's never, like I said, it's never from a place of like ill will or like bad intentions. It's
It's lighthearted.
just
Like
our
every
humor. Don't take it
yeah.
so serious if you do. And if we do say something that offends you, please let us know. Like we're not
That is
trying
a
to offend
message. Yeah.
nobody. Yeah, and we will definitely apologize. We know when we're wrong and we'll say something,
Yeah.
but like it's just is what it is. But I think we'll be more candid, more more like as we go forward and like the more subjects we get to talk about,
Yeah.
I think it'll just develop on its own. We'll be more comfortable. So I'm excited to see what season 3 has in store. Also, all of our graphics, all of our everything will be changing for season 3. So hopefully you guys are ready for it because we're ready to put it out. We're so excited.
They're so cute.
It's so cute. The
We
aesthetic
worked
is
hard on
so
it, you
cute.
guys.
And it's perfect for fall, like coming up.
Yeah. I think it really tied together. So be on the lookout.
Stay tuned, guys. Now let's get into our main segment.
You go first.
Okay. I'm nervous. My last apartment was the shittiest place I've ever lived. The doorknob only worked if you turned it to the left and actually just fell out onto the ground once. Whatever they sealed the floors with would peel off onto your feet if you walked barefoot. The toilet was so close to the sink that you had to sit sideways. The shower wouldn't drain despite getting it snaked multiple times and neither of us doing anything to clog it up. It would overflow if you showered longer than 15 minutes, and it drained so slowly that only one of us could use it a day.
My God. You better put my rent down if I got to deal with all this stuff.
Honestly, where is this place? There was also a leak in the bathroom ceiling that caused water damage and an excessive amount of every color of mold and tiny bugs that were eating it. The electricity was really shoddy. And we had to turn to super minimal amount of usage or it would surge and turn everything off. And finally, the ceiling caught on fire and collapsed. This all happened in 2 months of living there.
Did you sue? That's the real question. Did you sue? Because you definitely could have.
Especially mold, if you have proof.
Yeah, the mold. I was home and the roof caved in.
And it caught on fire?
Yeah. Oh my God, it caught on fire? I didn't even hear that part.
Yeah, the ceiling caught on fire and collapsed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, in 2 months of living there. That would be the most stressful 2 months of my entire being.
I wouldn't even want to go home.
No. Stay far from it.
Yeah. And also, then if that's not even safe, her doorknob would come out.
Yeah, and if you have roommates, only one of you could shower a day. That means you're not showering every day.
Yeah.
Speaking of showers, me and Gina just been talking about this show that is fucking crazy. So I watched I Love a Mama's Boy. Gina's seen some of the clips on TikTok. I finished that series. So now I'm watching Smothered, which is the mom-daughter version of I Love a Mama's Boy. And this one mother-daughter duo.
Oh my God, do not tell me that they shower together.
One of them, they do. And she's 20. Yeah. Another, in the same season, a different person though. The mom will take a bath first, then the daughter will then get into her bath water and take a bath using her mom's bath water.
Ew, no. Okay. Where do they live?
Gina scratched her head.
Where do they live?
In Vegas.
So it's not because of means. It's not because of their means. They just can't like.
No, they like to. They think that it's special.
To share the same dirty water.
She said if it's still warm enough, she will get in after her mom. And mind you, she washes her mom's back like me while she's in the bathtub. Like,
and she's 20.
No, this one's 32.
Oh. Yeah. My mom said if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.
So we're
but
not gonna.
but I really want to. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I don't
That has
even.
nothing to do with this. I just thought that
I
was
mean, me
crazy.
personally, I don't even like if I'm gonna bathe, I shower first,
Yeah,
and then I take a bath. Like
exactly.
even with my
You
own
gotta bathe
bath water.
cleanly.
Exactly. Like so
Yeah.
even with my own bath water, I'm like I have a weird thing about it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So but to then get into somebody else's bath water that they didn't shower first, they were cleaned in that water.
Yeah.
uh,
I think a bath is not supposed to substitute
A shower.
a shower. It's supposed to be more for like relaxation,
Yeah. When you're
muscles.
grown.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't
when you're grown. Yeah.
yeah. I don't no, that's really gross. That
Yeah.
like grosses me out.
We won't get more into what is even crazier about that show, but if you guys are interested, I will definitely absolutely take notes while I'm watching, and then I will report back with some crazy stories because
Please do.
they're wild.
So again, back to that person. I don't even know if it was a girl. I keep saying her, but I don't really know that
One
it
of
was.
our besties out here
Yeah.
living
So the
not
person
their best
that
life.
was living in that apartment, I hope you got your coins and you sued
I hope
that
so
freaking
too.
place because that's crazy. You have multiple different things: the mold, the water damage, the fire and ceiling caving in, like
Yeah.
something. Or they at least have to
Imagine
put you up somewhere else in a hotel or something.
yeah. Imagine they were like, "Oh, well, that's not our fault. Like, use your insurance to pay for it or something."
I'd be like, bro. I'm like, I needed insurance. Is what I need freaking $500,000 for insurance for this place.
Right. And it's
Okay.
not even worth it.
Right. Okay. This one. Okay, this one's kind of gross, but not as bad as that one.
Okay.
So it says stinky 3 months, last tenant vacates apartment. Week one, moved into apartment in August, and fridge was stinky and wouldn't keep food cold. Week two, the landlord added refrigerant, food now cold and stinky, dead thing stinky. Flavored everything in the fridge, but we didn't have money, so ate it anyway. Bought bleach, washed entire fridge with strong bleach solution. Sorry, they put beach and it fucked me up.
That's what
Food
I'm
now.
saying. Sometimes when we're reading, it's really not our fault. It's because they type it wrong.
They're like, girl, go back to school.
Yeah.
um, food now bleachy and stinky. All the skin came off of my hands. Begin keeping all food in the freezer. Week three, disassembling fridge. Eureka! I have found the thing that reeks. The thing that divides the freezer from the fridge is actually a drawer. In the drawer is a paper bag. In the paper bag is chicken bones covered with molasses or some sauce. And then the sudden realization, accompanied by puking, that's not sauce, that was chicken flesh. And I just have a question, like chicken flesh, is that the chicken skin or like the chicken meat?
Maybe the chicken fat, because why would it be like
Oh, the fat.
brown? You know, like when chicken, when you cook it and it sits like the next day in the fridge, like it has like the fat or whatever.
Like, oh, when it gets cold, like in
yeah,
soap house, you mean? Like
yeah.
yeah,
How it gets like
yeah, that
gross.
layer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gross. Maybe that's what it was.
Now, who knows how long that was, you know.
I mean, at least it was chicken and not human body.
True. Very true.
It could have been a lot worse.
We've watched too
That's
many
all
true
I'm
crimes.
saying.
Dang. So imagine she said that
in there.
they were eating the food. She's like, it had a weird taste, but we ate it anyways. And it was molded old chicken.
Yeah.
I would be so grossed out.
I would never eat chicken again.
You probably honestly
I'd
or
be
not for a very
traumatized.
long time.
I'd be traumatized.
Yeah. And then that's something that they had to figure out themselves. Ooh, okay, good little segue because something they had to figure out themselves.
Yeah.
When we were living together,
Mm-hmm.
our place had washer dryer, right?
Thank God.
And what we were told was that they were new. We were told they were new washer
Brand
dryer.
new.
Yes. And so we went to use them. Dryer doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, no, washer.
It was the washer, yeah.
Yeah, the washer didn't work.
So we couldn't even get to the dryer.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't have worked either.
So we're like, okay, well, what the hell? Like, you guys told us this was brand new. Someone comes and looks at it, and fucking pulls out like socks and kids' clothes and all these things.
Yeah.
And we're like, I thought this was brand new. So how brand new is brand new if there's old clothes in it?
Exactly. And
So
like
we're like,
wrappers of food and just
yeah.
random shit in there.
So that was like red flag number one with that situation
Yeah.
because already some information they told us was not true.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh, okay, it's this piece. And so there was a part that he said that needed to be replaced. So we're
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, we're going to order this part.
And it had been a cool minute because they had us they had us doing our laundry at another unit.
Yeah, like an
However,
empty unit.
however, our unit was a 3-story condo. So to drag your fucking laundry all the way down to across the street to go like across the, driveway, whatever, to go to another unit and like trust that our shit's not gonna get stolen out of there. Like,
and then you go there and check and it's not done yet and you're like, okay, well shit, now I have to come back later or whatever.
yeah,
It was a hassle.
very
You know what I'm saying?
inconvenient.
Yeah. And so we kind of like when we see the maintenance guy every so often, we're not like bugging them every day. Okay, you guys,
No,
like
we literally
were asking,
did not bug them at all.
no, we would be like, hey, like, did we have an update on when the piece is gonna come in? Because they would be like, oh yeah, it'll come in next week. And then it'd be next week and we don't hear anything. So we're like, hey, like, did that piece come in? And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna order it. And we're
Yeah.
like, I thought you guys ordered that and it was
It
gonna
had been
be
like 3 weeks at this point. Every week we were getting a different answer.
Yeah. And so the maintenance guy that worked there, he didn't even like his job. So he was telling us all the tea about what was going on. So all of our answers came from him.
Yeah.
Not even the leasing office. And at a point it got to a point where we're like, dude, they're not doing anything about this. We are so tired of having to drag our laundry up and down these stairs, whatever. And so the boys start trying to figure it out, looking up YouTube videos themselves.
Yeah.
And eventually they fixed it on their own. They got it working because the office didn't do nothing about it.
They never came back to even help us.
No. And so that was something that we had to figure out on our own.
Yeah. And mind you guys, this was during the pandemic when we lived together. And so I don't know, you just expect people to just be more helpful in times like that. Like,
oh,
what?
No, so I was gonna let you finish your point.
No, I just mean like you really expect. I guess we shouldn't have expected our fucking apartment to get their shit together, but like you
to have
rely
working
on them.
appliances.
Yeah, like you rely on them to have certain things for you in the apartment, and like it's just you just expect people to do their fucking job. That's all.
Right. And then to top it off, you guys, at the very end of it, when we're like, okay, cool, we got everything working, we don't have to use this place no more. We told them that. We told them we got it working. Yeah. So we don't need to use this unit. We go to the unit to grab our detergent. We would leave our detergents and all that stuff there because we're like, what's the point?
Is gonna lug that damn gallon over everywhere.
Exactly. So we left it there. We go back to grab it, gone. Yeah. So we go and ask them, hey, where's our stuff? And they're like, oh yeah, the cleaning ladies must have, went in and thrown it away. Why would you not tell them that? Like, what? It wasn't like they were
somebody's doing laundry here, and
they were not low, you guys. So it'd been like, oh, there's not barely enough, and just throw it out. Like there was still a good amount in there, and they just threw away our stuff. And we had to go out and get new stuff after that because we're like, dude, what the fuck?
They should have at least given us like a gift card to like a grocery store or something to be like,
what did you ask?
Go like, go repay for it or whatever, because they knew that they fucked up.
Dude,
and like if you tell us we have the right to use the laundry there, why are you allowing cleaning people to go in there when there's no one living there?
Exactly. Like I get if the unit was about to be, rented out or something, which again,
then why are they still letting us use it?
Yeah, they didn't tell us anything. But it's like, why would not even the cleaning ladies or them ask, hey, do you guys still want this? Hey, what do you guys want us to do with this? We have it there. Okay, we'll go pick it up. Like we were gonna do it anyways.
We were very close to it. It's not like it was like on the other side of the
no, it was just across the
driveway.
Yeah.
But needless to say, it was a hot mess. But
that was the tip of the iceberg. Yeah.
We will get into more of our own personal stories as we read these ones because they're gonna reflect to certain scenarios. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I am at my wit's end and I'm having mental issues because of this. We are so sorry for you. My landlord keeps coming into my flat almost every day. I come home and he is in there or has been in there and leaves a note. I
Dude.
can't stand this anymore. He always has some excuse and keeps blaming me because it's a pandemic and I shouldn't be out of the house anyway. And one time I left a tap on a trickle and the sink clogged and overflowed, but that was a year ago. So he's basically saying the reason why he comes in there is because a year ago she left the
You
sink
mean
on
like
and it overflowed and like he had to go in there as an emergency thing.
this is already illegal as hell, by the way.
Right. And I think maybe it's in another country because she said into my flat, and usually that would be like an apartment here, but
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Um, but it gets worse. It really does. So he comes in and uses my toilet and puts sticky notes on any mess I've left. I got into bed and there was a note on my pillow saying I need to make my bed more. I can't take this, but I can't change the locks. I called the police once months ago, but they said he needed access for an emergency because
No.
there was water leaking, but that was only once and it was over a year ago. Can I stop paying rent or something until he stops? Surely it can't be right. He waits until I'm out and then he comes in, eats my food, and uses my toilet and moves things around.
This is creepy.
Yeah.
That's really creepy.
Yep.
Oh no. Is that all of it?
There's like some relevant, so there were some people commenting and then she kind of replied to the comments. So I don't know if you want me to read that too, but people were saying like this is harassment, which is a police
Yeah.
matter. Keep a detailed log of every time he enters and take photos of anything he's done. Let the police know each time. Someone else said you're allowed to live in the property undisturbed. Change the lock. It's his house, but you're home. If he complains about you changing the locks, go to citizens advice and see what they say. Without question, he can't just walk in and around your house, especially leaving notes on your pillow. It's weird. And
Yeah.
then she said, I know it's weird. The whole thing is weird, and I feel crazy to talk about it. It's not normal for landlords to come in and eat your food and use your loo, but he does it nearly every day. I've come home to him taking a shit before, and I've had to wait to use my own toilet in my own home.
Dude, that's insane. That's actually insane. And like you said now,
Creepy.
if it's a different country, I don't know what their rules and regulations are, but I would
Yeah.
think if you're paying rent a month,
Right.
you are paying to use that property. They cannot just come in and out as they fucking please.
That's
Definitely can't
disgusting.
eat your food. And you're sitting on my toilet. That's gross.
And
Honestly,
how do
that's
you know he hasn't like planted a camera somewhere? He's
right.
like
And like, or
watching
laid in
you.
her bed, smelled her
Yeah.
pillows, like really weird,
Ugh.
creepy stuff.
That's
Like, how long have you
disgusting.
been here? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Enough for her to be like, it happens every single day. That one emergency happened a year ago. So
Yeah.
she's been there longer than a year. So he must have
Yeah.
started doing that right after that.
Right.
I can't. I would literally go fucking crazy.
I'd be like, get a lawyer, bro. And like they said, like document everything and get a lawyer
Yeah.
and just be like, what do I need to do? Because that's so illegal. I mean,
So
here, I guess,
disgusting.
but that is an invasion of privacy. You're not
And
paying for this to
yeah.
use this place for you to just
What's
come
the
in and out.
point of
Like,
having
this isn't a shared,
yeah.
like this is my
Mhm.
unit, my apartment.
And you have to physically enter. So that means you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So dumb.
And the audacity to be leaving notes. You should make your bed more. You should
Yeah.
not be coming in my fucking apartment.
You should mind your fucking business from
Yeah.
outside the hallway. Like,
You
what
should
the
use
hell?
your own bathroom. Why is he going into hers? Does he do that
That's
to other
disgusting.
people or just her?
I
You
don't
know?
know. Oh my god, if he's eating everybody's food. He's like, oh, I go to this one apartment because I know they cook really good, and then I go to this other one because their bathroom's decorated real nice, so like
because they got the
nice
snacks.
ambiance. Oh hell no.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
And then what if you don't notice that he's stealing from you besides the food, but like what if he's stealing actual things?
I know. I'm
How
like,
is
you're
this
not
not a
contributing
police
to the
matter?
groceries. I'm already
I
paying
know.
rent. Like, damn.
If I was her, I would stop paying rent, first of all.
Yeah.
And I would get lawyered up for sure.
I wonder. Okay, this is completely out and left field, and I'm not saying for anyone to do this. It's just a question.
Mm-hmm.
If she was to put some kind of like poison in her food, right? Pretty much a trap, like some kind of like poison in the food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's eating her food. Would she be wrong? Because she's like, I didn't poison you. You're coming into my home and eating my food, and then something happened. I didn't tell you to eat the food. I didn't offer you the food. You were
Mm-hmm.
doing something you weren't supposed to do, and this is
Right.
proving that you're doing it.
Mm. You know, it might play out differently in another country than it would here in the United States. However, I would like to think that she wouldn't be the
Right?
asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, I feel like just because of the way that shit pans out for people who obviously
Right.
don't do things like purposely with ill intent, I guess, or just like get caught up in shit, whatever. I feel like someone would be like, no, you're guilty. And then it would be a whole thing. And then she just fucked up her life trying
Yeah.
to like teach him a lesson to leave her the fuck alone and stop coming to her house.
Or just make like really gross food.
Yeah. Maybe
You
not
know?
poison. Okay. Maybe not poison her.
It was just a
Poison him.
scenario. It was just a
Yeah.
scenario.
But maybe
Like,
just put like a shit ton of salt in there. Or if you know they're lactose intolerant, put a shit ton of dairy. But then
cream
he's using her
cheese.
bathroom. So like
Oh, you're right.
that might not
It
work in your
backfired.
favor. And then he'll be like, yeah, you need to clean up this mess more. And it's his fucking mess.
Ew, that's disgusting. She has to clean her fucking toilet and he's using it. And
She said she had to wait to use her
dude,
bathroom one time because he was in there. If I came home and
what
I'm
if
the
he's
only one
showering
supposed
at
to
her
be home,
place?
mm-mm, mm-mm,
No.
no, throw it away. But this correlates to one time that our apartment manager, who was only the manager for like,
Temporarily.
yeah, like literally a
Few
couple
months.
months or a
Yeah.
month, yeah, he decided while we were not home, right?
No, we just happened to not be home at that time. But usually
Yeah,
we were there all the time because it
but
was
the
the pandemic.
dogs were home.
Yeah.
And at the time, we didn't have gates, right?
Not yet. No.
So, like I said, we lived in a 3-story. We have dogs and we had to eventually get gates on the door or on the staircases
Stairs.
because of
Yeah.
this event that happened. Because he took it upon himself to just come inside. And we only found out from our homeboy that was the freaking maintenance guy. He would tell the boys when he would see them, like, oh, yeah, by the way, I heard such and such. And that's the reason why we found out because at the time we didn't have cameras.
Yeah. We
That
got
also
cameras after
prompted
that.
us. Yeah, it also prompted us to get cameras. But what
We
makes
had
you think
open.
that that's okay?
Yeah, we didn't get no email, no call, nothing. First off, like just to preface this, there was no notification that he wanted to stop by.
Yeah.
Didn't make an
We
appointment
didn't
with
have an active
nobody.
work order for any
No, there was nothing.
maintenance
We
or
had already figured
anything.
out our stuff.
Yeah.
He comes with the maintenance guy, opens our door. This is what the maintenance guy told us. Opens our door, like takes a step inside, tried to make a comment, and then walks out because realizing he can't say anything to us because he wasn't supposed to open our door without telling us.
Exactly.
And so we're like, you
The
realize
audacity.
we're like, we have dogs. Like if you would have came in and one of our dogs would have bit you, that would not
Yeah.
have been on us because you didn't tell nobody you were coming. Our dogs are in
Exactly.
our home. Like you
Exactly.
entered with no warning or anything like that.
And one of
And
our
you didn't tell
dogs,
us that you stopped by.
exactly.
He never once said, oh yeah, we knocked on the door or we did this. Like,
Or we were gonna come by, or like, hey,
yeah,
are you guys home? I
nothing.
wanted to stop by. Nothing. No warning at all.
No.
Also, one of our dogs, at the time we didn't have Sage yet, but one of our dogs,
Yeah.
Rex, he will run away. He will run out. So
Yes,
had
well,
the kind of situations that we started thinking about after the fact when we found out that he had stepped foot into the house was like, okay, if the dogs would have bit him, that's on your fucking, like, that's
yeah,
your problem. But we were not home to like be there to do anything
right.
about it. If Rex would have ran out the freaking door, how would we have ever known what happened?
Exactly. Yeah.
I would literally freak the fuck out. Come home, the door's
And
been
he's
closed or
gone.
whatever, and he's gone. I would literally lose my shit.
No, really.
Cause like,
And
how
like
would you even know where to start?
and Rex is fast, you guys. Like
Yes, like a damn
he's
horse.
quick. And once he goes, it is hard to get him
Because he
to
thinks
come
it's a
back.
funny joke. Like you
Yeah.
can tell that he thinks that he's joking, but because his legs are so long and he's so fast that like it's not funny.
No.
And he
No.
won't listen. Like if you tell him like come here right now, he will not listen.
No, it's literally like it's happened a couple of times where
Yeah.
we're kind of trying to like we'll get close to him and then kind of try to start slowing down and be like, okay, come
Like,
here.
weasel
Like,
him in a little bit.
yeah, so he doesn't think we're chasing him, so he doesn't think it's a game.
Yeah.
That would have been so bad.
And we were not home, so like how would we even know where to start? Or like where he went or like
Yeah.
anything. And
And we
would
were
they have gone after him, or would they have just
I've
let
been
him run
scared.
away and closed the
Yeah.
door and locked it?
And when that happened, we had just moved to that place, so
Mm-hmm.
we didn't know the area really all that much.
Well, yeah.
Except like going around, like, where do we, like you said, where do we even start? Where do we go?
And usually the front gate was pretty much open during business hours.
Yeah,
So
like it
he
was a
would have
gated
had
community,
access
but it
to
was
the
open.
street.
Yeah, it would
Thank
have been.
God nothing happened like that. But still, the audacity to come in when you have no right to without a warning. Get cameras, you guys. Get cameras.
I think we literally got them maybe the next day,
I
or
think it was
like
the
a
same
few,
day.
or the same. Yeah, we
Yeah.
right away we were like, no, that this
And
is
they were
not
on sale, so
happening
it
again.
worked for us. But
Yeah,
still, like, it's just having that feeling of someone else invading your privacy is just, it
yeah,
makes your skin crawl because you're like, we had nothing to hide, obviously. We don't like it's not because we were like trying to hide something and
yeah.
we didn't want him to see or whatever. It's because that's our home. Like, that's where we're supposed to feel safe. And had me and Gina, imagine we were just home by ourselves and he
I was
freaking
literally
opened the
just thinking
door.
that. Yeah, and we're dressed like however,
Yeah. Or in the shower
you
or
just come up
whatever.
our stairs, and then because okay, if this makes sense, you guys, the kind of layout was you open the door, you go upstairs, it's our living room, kitchen, a couple bedrooms, a bathroom.
Yeah.
Then you go up another set of stairs, and it was like another kind of living area,
You
like
can
what they call the
kind of
den.
see the layout a little bit in the fall decor video we did
Yes,
back in
yeah.
2020. You can kind
And
of
then
see
it
what
was
we're
your
talking
guys'
about.
room up there.
Yeah.
So the place itself honestly was really really nice. Like I
Yeah.
liked the space. Like we had two what are they called, like
What?
two masters,
Two
because
masters, yeah.
both of our bedrooms had its own bathroom, and then we had an extra bedroom and then another extra bathroom. So it was a 3 bed 3 bath, which is like, that's really hard to come by.
Perfect.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
With the
perfect.
two masters, we were like, oh shit, like it's equal because we were obviously
Yeah,
splitting rent. So it's like equal
yeah.
both sides.
So it was that part of it, it was
It was
great.
ideal.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but everything else about it just was
The
not it.
management sucked.
Yeah, that's a whole ass another thing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get into it if we have a similar story.
Okay, I have one right now.
Ah, okay. Actually, my next one is kind of similar too.
Okay, so it says the landlords are a big factor. I can't wait to leave the place I'm in now because of how terrible they are. For starters, they were not the ones to show me the place. I'm not sure how the guy who showed me the place is associated with them, but when I asked if I could paint, he said I totally could. Then the day I move in, the place is filthy. There must have been some work done to it because every surface was covered in a fine spray of white dust. The dirt encrusted floors were stained with some kind of weird, ungodly substance, and I was also pleasantly surprised by a bunch of empty beer cans in the tub. I called the
Oh,
landlord.
hell no.
Yeah, I called the landlord repeatedly for an entire day and did not get a call back. I must have left 10 increasingly rude and snide messages, and by the end of it, I was basically just screaming at them. The guy finally called me back at around 9:30 and said that they were Orthodox Jews who didn't answer the phone during daylight hours on the Sabbath. I moved in on a Saturday. I told them I didn't care and that my apartment was a mess. He seemed a bit concerned by this and took $200 off my first month's rent and asked if there was anything else I needed from him. I said no and told him that I would probably be fine after I finished painting.
Mhm.
He then flipped shit on me. I told him that the guy who showed me the place said that painting was fine and that I'd already purchased $200 worth of paint that could not be returned. After some going back and forth, he finally said I could as long as I painted over everything when I eventually left.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, I thought we had came to an agreement, but then I got a call back from the guy's wife like 5 minutes later. She must wear the pants in the relationship because she started screaming at me that this business was their livelihood and that they've been ripped off in the past. Over
And
the next hour, we went back and forth with me telling her that I couldn't return the paint, that they would have to take an additional $200 off of my rent, which would leave the rent at $150 for the month. She was
period.
right. She was silent for a moment and then decided she was okay with the idea of me painting as long as I painted it back and signed a contract.
Because they didn't want to give him $200. He or
Yeah.
she $200. Wow.
I also learned that they never pick up their phones on Saturdays and that they're completely unreachable on all major Jewish holidays. Oh, yeah, they also live 3 hours away in a different state. Um, I've been in the place for about 6 months and I have 7 left on my lease. Yeah.
I understand religious holidays, that's fine,
Right.
but like have somebody who is able to answer questions or like an emergency line or something if I need
Like the
help.
guy who showed them the apartment.
Exactly. What the hell?
Like, how are you just not going to be available during day? How, I have to call you at night. What if I have a problem, one of those emergency problems, like my sink is messed up, my toilet's messed up?
Or something's overflowing and flooding. Like, what do I do?
Exactly. I just can't call you. Like you said, have somebody else that's available then.
Be reachable.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like you just moved in and
And they
already
don't
you're
even
having
live
these problems.
nearby. So, like, really, what are they going to do besides call someone else? So, like, give me then your vendors and I'll just call myself.
Exactly. I'd be like, do I even want to move into this apartment?
But they didn't
And
know
he's
all that
already spent,
before.
yeah, and he's already spent the money, already spent $200. Like, how much does he
How
have to
much does,
pay?
yeah, I was going to say, how much does paint cost, first of all? And maybe it's a special color. That's why he can't return it.
Maybe.
Like, maybe he mixed the color and, like,
Yeah.
custom made it. Whew. I mean, I get it for the vibes, but I would have just I would have just painted anyways and just made sure I had the color that they had before so I could
Yeah.
just put it back. Cuz
And like,
how would they know?
why are you calling me yelling?
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm
I'm a
saying? That's a
kid,
problem.
like I'm not paying to be here. That's a problem.
It's a big problem. You're not gonna come at me like that when I'm
Hell
paying you.
no.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
They got you effed up.
Like our landlords never yelled at us, but
They
they for
definitely
sure
had
were making
attitude
some
from time to
snide
time.
ass remarks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
Testing our
so
patience for
many
sure.
Yeah, we had so many times where like we genuinely had to laugh or we would cry because it was like
Or we would snap.
mentally just draining.
Because and we've said this before, like we don't like to have to go and confront you and be upset and like all this
Yeah.
stuff. And like I don't, if I can
We're not
avoid it, I
looking
will.
for a problem.
Exactly. But the way that they were handling things, it just
Yeah.
was not,
There was no
it wasn't it.
communication in that
No.
damn office
At
whatsoever.
all. At all. It had nothing to do with us. Like we filled out paperwork, signed paperwork, turned it in, and then it'd be
Send
like, oh, we
emails
don't have
like
it. They'd be like,
yeah.
dude, where are you putting this stuff then? Why are you pressing us to fill this out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not keeping it for record.
All because the person who was the manager temporarily didn't file it away or put it wherever our file was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so we ended up getting screwed in the end, which you live and you learn, obviously, but like
Right.
it was just really fucked up what they did to us.
Yeah.
So this one, they actually wrote it in the format of Am I the Asshole? And it also has like specific prices for certain things that they wrote down on a whiteboard. And it makes sense when the story comes. I just want to preface it that way. Or maybe I should read the story first and then do the little examples.
Okay.
So it says so this person has a landlord that is kind of, it says kind of a slumlord, and I'm moving out over it. He was showing the apartment and I wrote down a to-do list on my whiteboard. So there's a list of like bills he has to pay, and then there's also a list of things that he should purchase because of certain things that are happening in the apartment. Okay. So it says I wrote all of this in permanent marker, figuring he might try to wipe it off. The parts that mention roaches and water leaks and shit, it can still come off with an alcohol wipe though. And whoever he showed it to, I think people noticed because nobody has been interested in the apartment anymore. He also noticed and told me to take it down, and I ignored the messages. Yesterday, he came by with a family and asked me if I could remove the whiteboard, and I said maybe after work. I'm going to need it during my afternoon meetings. And I didn't really say more. He was trying to say something else, and I said it was the middle of my workday and having tourists come by while I was working already is an interruption, and I needed to get back to work. Am I an asshole for leaving a sign in my apartment? So the sign says pay bills, rent 700, electric 300, cell phone bill 62, buy toilet paper, more roach traps, rat traps, chores, car oil change, move things out of the closet with plumbing leak above. So he's like writing down
Putting all the
things
shit that's
specifically so whoever's touring the apartment can see the problems that the apartment's gonna try and cover up.
Yeah.
Which I think is very nice of him.
If it's all true, be like, thank you for not making me waste my money.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think follow up on repairs, roaches, ceiling leak, mold, no hot water, and then that was pretty much it. Just some regular like things that he had to do. So he mixed in like some normal things with all of those things. And I guess the apartment,
with all the additional costs.
Yeah, the landlord did not like that and told him to take it down, and he didn't. And is he the asshole? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think truth hurts.
Yeah.
But it'll set you free. So
right. And you should just like have integrity as a leasing place. I get it. It's a business. They have to make money, but like you're in the business of ripping people off. Like I don't understand. They should have a safe, clean environment to live in because they're like paying to work, like working to pay for it.
Yeah.
And they should just have what normal living situations should have, you know.
And
like
he's only mad because it's that. True.
Yeah.
You know? Like
and
he's mad because he's putting out their
the repairs.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like if you're mad about it and it's stopping people from coming in,
yeah,
then fix it.
Exactly. That's why he's leaving.
Yeah. No, I think that's very admirable. Thanks for looking out for the next tenant.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's actually really smart.
They will have you sell your soul. Like they really will. Yeah. Acting like their apartment is like the best place ever when you know damn well it's not even that.
Rats, cockroaches, all of that, leaks, no hot water.
Let me just tell you guys real quick. Speaking of rats, mice, whatever. You guys, besties, when we moved out of said condo that we were referring to, you know, you're supposed to clean everything, make sure it goes back. Like, you know, we're the type of people who we want to leave it even better than we got it because we didn't even get it. Let's just be real, all that nice and dandy, you know?
Right.
It looked surface level clean, but it was not. And so when we were moving out, we were cleaning behind various areas, oven, stove, like
dishwasher,
yeah. Fridge, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God, neither me or Gina were the ones to find this. But one of the boys, or the boys in general, was it behind the oven?
I don't even remember what it was behind, to be honest.
Behind the stove, I think it was, that there was a mouse. And must have been there since before we moved in because we didn't have any mouse problems.
Yeah.
Nor did we have any cleanliness problems. Like we're very clean people. We have a very clean home. I don't know why it was there. But it disgusted us. Like
you remember
disgusted us.
Do you remember one time me and you were walking?
Oh my God.
One night,
yeah.
And it was already dark out, you guys, and we're walking through
like the bushes. Condos. I think we were walking the dogs, weren't we?
Yeah, we were walking the dogs.
Yeah.
And all like out of nowhere, we just seen something like run down. Yeah, like the freaking building, pretty much. And then I think was it Rex? Like he started looking at something, and I was like, dude, I swore I seen.
Yeah, we both seen something like move out the corner of our eye, but we didn't know what it was.
Yeah. And then we realized what it was, especially
we walked closer because we had to walk through like a pathway where it was, so we had no other choice but to keep walking. Yeah.
So we
it was a rat
that they were around, but we had never ever seen them in our apartment. And like she said, like we kept it clean. There was never like there wasn't an opportunity for them to really get anything.
Yeah,
you know.
And with I guess unless there was like an situation that we had, how did it even get there? Like it went all the way up all the stairs. Like it must have come through the wall somewhere.
And it had to have been at night because, again, we have dogs. Like
or before we even moved in. Like it was probably already there dead.
Yeah.
But it never smelled or anything. So like I don't know.
And the fact that the dogs didn't smell it. Like usually they would
Yeah.
go to one spot and like they wouldn't, because even with like little treats, if they
Right.
see something under the couch
Under
or
the
they smelled
couch.
something
Yeah.
under the couch, they would be going for it until we were like, dude, what are you going for? And
And
we'd
go
find it, be like,
look.
oh shit, like okay. And then we would give it to them. But like they never once did the dogs ever continuously smell at the oven.
Yeah.
You know? It was
The
really
whole
weird.
time. Very,
Yeah.
very strange, but disgusting at the same
Yeah.
time. Does that make us sound dirty that we didn't clean behind the oven the whole
Guys,
time we were there?
it was less than 10 months.
Yeah.
Like or no, I mean less than a year. It was like 10 months.
Yeah.
So I don't think so that bad. Like
Y'all know you don't be doing that shit. Shut the hell up. Like
I know.
I'm
And
over
we
here
did it
trying to be
before
like, oh shit.
and we did it. We thought to clean it before we moved out. So at least we were
Yeah.
gonna leave it clean before we left. You
And
know?
not leave socks and freaking wrappers
Yeah.
and shit in the washer and make it not work.
Yeah. So, you know, whatever.
Whatever. Call us out if you want to. Y'all know you don't do that shit.
Okay, let's see. Okay, this one, trigger warning for this one, okay?
Ooh.
There is unaliving.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
So I just moved into this apartment on May 11th and has already taken the cake of worst apartment of my life. Within 48 hours of moving into it, there was a double murder about a mile from my house where I pick up the bus to go to work. However, this isn't what sealed the deal. Monday morning, I get home from work around 8:30 a.m. and I go to bed. I got woken up by my significant other around 12:30. He tells me that he thinks downstairs may have gotten himself into trouble because the cops are here and they haven't left for over an hour. So I go outside on my porch, which is his patio. I look at all the cop cars in the parking lot and shake my head. Then I look down to see a stretcher and body bag laying on the ground in front of the porch.
Oh my
Then
god.
I hear, well, this gives a new meaning to saying you can have my gun when you take it from my cold, dead hands. At this point, I'm in shock. I didn't believe what I was hearing. The next voice I hear will say something that will forever be with me until I die. This part's it's intense, guys.
Trigger
Okay.
warning.
Yes, very trigger warning. It's stuck to his head. I don't know how to move him. At this point, I drop my smoke into the ashtray and nope my way back inside my house. From what I was told by the officers that came to remove the body, the man unalived himself with his gun, a single shot to the head. On May 3rd, I moved in. May 11th, wait, that happened on May 3rd, and I moved in on May 11th. And I complained about a trash smell coming from that very apartment on May 15th when I asked them to fix my AC. So
Oh my
basically,
god.
I was living above a decomposing body for a month before someone checked on him. Also, the hallway shared with the three apartments smelled, but it didn't smell like death. It smelled like old gym socks and feet.
Oh my god.
So they had been smelling someone that had been there for a month.
Body
Yeah.
decomposition?
Decomposing.
Decomposing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And being directly above that person, yeah, that's
I'm surprised no one heard the initial gunshot
yeah.
though. You know, when it happened.
Maybe there's a silencer.
Maybe. But is it that quiet?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's really sad. I'm really
How traumatizing.
yeah, like and also like no one came to check on him that whole time or like no one
Right.
called
A
him that whole
month.
time. No one was worried that whole time.
A month?
That's
That's a long
scary.
time.
Yeah. Actually, literally while we were recording this, my neighbor knocked on the door and homegirl, she talks a lot, y'all. She talks a lot. Bless her heart. But yesterday she came and she was asking me some questions about some paperwork she got. She needed some help and she doesn't really like have anybody else here. Like she lives alone. So we had a little chit chat outside, whatever. She came back today to thank me for my knowledgeable answers that I gave her and for my time, you know. And she tells me the fucking chisme that apparently the person right across from us in the next building, like our front door kind of faces their balcony. And apparently the woman there passed away and they just found her. I don't even know how long she's been there. May she rest in peace, her whole soul. But like, I don't even know how long she's been there. I've never even seen her. I don't even know what she looks like or anything. But that's crazy.
To know that, like, you just been living your life and there's like a dead person.
I walk by that patio every single day because I walk Rex right there.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, like what the hell?
I
And I
also
never
was
seen like
very
police
grossed
come
out.
here
Huh.
or like ambulance or like nothing. Like I would have heard it. It's Rex for real. I would have heard it, like for sure. I would have heard it. Like
That's crazy. So then they've already taken her?
I assume because they cleaned out the apartment literally just a couple days ago. So maybe
Oh,
she heard
damn.
like she probably heard it from one of the office people
Uh-huh.
and this just happened. But I just realized because me and Chev were talking about like, oh, that person left because they had cleaned out. There was starting to build up a bunch of like spider webs. And I was like, damn, like, cause ours is kind of getting like that too. And every time Chev takes it down, that stubborn ass spider keeps fucking building it. And it's going on my plants. So I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to water it. And then it have like,
Yeah.
what if it jumps at me or something? I don't know. I hate spiders. And so I was just noticing like a lot of us around here are getting like spider webs on our balcony. So I just seen it and I'm like, damn, that should really collect it. Not judging or nothing. I'm just observing and come to fucking find out because homegirl can't come out and
Dude.
I'm so sorry. Like that's
Imagine
crazy.
But imagine smelling that.
No.
From your
Yeah, and
apartment.
there's someone that lives above them.
Dude.
Interesting. I should go over there and do like the interview.
Like, have you smelled anything?
Bring my podcast mic.
Like, so have you smelled anything?
Last one, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So, my aunt and uncle bought a new family home in a different state, but kept their former house to use as a rental property. They ended up renting it to a family who had gotten out of New Orleans post Katrina. About a year and a half later, they called me to say that the tenants had moved out and they would pay me, my brother, and the guy I was dating at the time $50 a piece to go through and deep clean the house to get it ready for new renters. We were broke and barely out of high school at the time, so we said sure. Turned out that the tenants had multiple families living there with them. House was completely trashed. Nothing had been swept or wiped down in a very long time, so every surface had a sticky crust of grime built up. There were dirty diapers and other trash piled up in the corners of the living room and dining area. In the kitchen, there were spills on the floor that had never been wiped up. Someone had just placed newspapers over them, which had dried in place. One of them had a dried up broken egg underneath. The fridge was crammed full of rotted and molded food. There was a Florida room at the back of the house. I don't know what that means. Florida room, maybe like a sunroom.
Sunroom, maybe?
Yeah. There was a Florida room at the back of the house with terracotta floors that were completely black. The only thing I found that would get that, I don't know what they're saying. The only thing that I found that would get that shit off the floor is what I'm gonna say. Was scrubbing each individual tile with a magic eraser. I could keep going, but you get the idea. It was bad. We filled multiple dumpsters with the trash we pulled out, and that $50 was definitely not worth it.
I was about to say, I'm like, I'm gonna need more than $50 for this place. Yeah. Like, I'm not doing this for just 50 bucks.
And y'all knew I was walking into this and still only offered me $50?
No. Like, because otherwise you're gonna have to pay a fucking cleaning company a shit ton more money to do this. Yeah. So I'm gonna need at least more than 50.
Right. Like at least a cool 100 each. What the hell?
And lunch.
Yeah, seriously. And a drink after that. What the fuck?
Like, I don't get how people live like that.
I don't know either.
There was a bunch of food in the fridge, so you guys had food. Yeah. You let it go
all
to
rotted.
Waste. Yeah. You don't clean. How do you even clean or cook at all?
Well, they're obviously cooking if there was a broken egg. And they
so how are you cooking with dirty surfaces? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really nasty.
And in the atmosphere probably just smell. Ooh, like I can't when it's not clean, you know?
Yeah, because like I can't function in clutter. Like,
oh no.
Because I'll be honest, sometimes I let it get to like some clutter and then I realize and I'm like, oh no, like I can't do this. And then I have to figure it out before. And even especially with cooking, like I can't, if there's things everywhere, I cannot do it. I have to clean that out first, and
have a
then
clean slate.
yeah, like how do you function in that kind of environment?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Willingly.
My mind just
right.
Yeah.
You just cracked an egg and threw it on the floor? What do you mean?
And then put a newspaper on top.
Like, oh, out of sight, out of mind.
That's cleaning.
Dude, that's insane.
Disgusting.
That's insane. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Where do you sit or lay down?
Mm-mm.
And what are your dishes?
The bathroom was probably worse than the kitchen.
I don't even want to. Oof.
They said like we could go on and on, but we won't. Yeah. But like I could only imagine.
That's scary. That's scary to think that if like imagine their work has like a potluck or something, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this, and I'll bring it over," and you think like their place looks like that, and they cooked and brought food over.
No, That's why really you don't eat anybody's food. And
that's what I'm saying. Like that's so sad because potlucks are so fun. Like potlucks are so cool when you get to try different kinds of food and things that you wouldn't have thought you've liked before, and then all of a sudden you're like, I love this.
Yeah.
But then you think about that.
What their environment looks like, bringing that food. Yeah.
Did they wash their hands? I mean, if their place looks like that, did they even wash their hands to cook?
You're really putting a lot of trust in these people.
Yeah.
That's why you got to kind of see how they are at work. And then you can kind of decide whose food you would eat and whose food you'd be like, absolutely not.
Yeah. I've seen all that I needed to see.
Yeah. My answer is no.
Yeah. Okay, last one. This one kind of reminded me of the whole show you mentioned earlier, the
Oh God,
I Love a Mama's Boy or Smothered.
Yeah.
So I used to live directly below an incestuous mother-son couple who would have, I don't know this word.
I'm disturbed.
Raucous? Raucous?
Ruckus?
Intercourse on the kitchen counter at about 5 p.m. daily.
Wait. Mother-son.
I don't know how they knew they were mother-son unless, I don't know, but that's what they're saying. Friends who came over would get super quiet and just listen. When they weren't fucking, they were fighting. They also used to dumpster dive for furniture and destroy it with hammers at 3 a.m. We'd complain to them and they'd fly into a rage. The cops wouldn't come out because they'd been dispatched too many times for some BS. The landlord's reaction was, well, they aren't bothering me. Then the black mold set in everywhere. I lost a pair of awesome boots and a leather trench coat to the death fungus. Finding the landlord required us to sign a waiver stating that the black mold was absolutely not a problem in the complex, and failure to sign meant immediate eviction. I honestly contemplating burning the place down after I moved out.
Now you gotta do it while you're still moved in. Use that insurance.
So they mentioned this later in the comments because it was the first thing I thought when I read that part.
Yeah.
That is extremely illegal to sign that black mold is not a problem inside
after the fact.
Yeah. I mean, that is absolutely a problem.
Yeah. Like I know you sign a couple waivers that's like one that's like, oh, people might be smoking, so you might be exposed to like cigarette smoke or whatever the case may be. I think that we've also signed ones that it's like for like bed bugs and stuff, like they just have to cover their bases, but
mold is not, that doesn't count. It has to be,
you can die
habitable,
literally die from certain
you have to be able
molds.
to live there. It cannot give you toxins and you just have to live through it. No.
And they're letting you or making you sign that after the fact so you don't go back and sue them.
Exactly.
No, I'm not doing that.
No sense.
I'm gonna keep.
It cannot evict you for that, by the way. You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this copy and I'm gonna take myself to the lawyer. All of these people need to go to lawyers.
If anything, you can withhold your rent until they get the problem fixed. And if they try to evict you, then you can sue them for that.
Right.
So but that black mold part kind of came out of nowhere. Let's go back to the fact that there was a mother-son couple that would every day have crazy loud sex in their apartment.
I've definitely heard people doing the deed while living and being their neighbor. However, to my knowledge, none of them have been, mother-son duos. So thank God that didn't happen.
Right.
But that's disturbing as hell. Like the show already is like disturbing, but I can't stop watching it. But like that is like too much.
To have to live underneath it and hear it
No.
all the time, I'd be
I'd
like,
be like,
dude,
girl, you guys need to figure this out because I'm not gonna do this with y'all.
yeah,
I am not in your throuple. I don't need
this
to
is
hear this.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. You're freaking trying to relax after a long week of working and then you gotta hear that.
And you know what the situation is.
Yeah. Or they're fighting. It's one or the other.
Right.
It's bad either way.
I'd be like, I'm gonna turn up my TV or my
Yeah.
music, and I better not hear no complaints from you about my music, because if I have
Oh,
to sit here and listen
hell
to you,
no.
I'm doing
Yeah.
something to cover it up.
Right. You are not
Like,
about
if
to
you're
sit
gonna
here and
complain about my
complain.
music, yeah, I'm gonna complain about you and your activities.
Your fucking festivities.
Ugh. Incestivities.
Incestivities. Fucking skonkas. That's disgusting.
Yeah. But I saved it because it reminded me of the show. I was like, oh my God, that's so fitting.
Yeah. Well, those are all the crazy stories we have for you guys this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know if you want to see more episodes like this.
Or about your crazy stories if you have any, because
Yeah.
we definitely have more from our privates, but we won't get into all of it.
Right. Maybe on another episode we can spill more tea.
Yeah.
And then
If you guys
like
spill some of your tea
separate
with us,
places.
we'll spill more of our tea.
Exactly. But it has to be a give and take here.
Yeah.
And to leave you guys with some wisdom of the week this week, it's all about kindness. So you never really know the true impact you have on those around you. You never know how much someone needed that smile you gave them. You never know how much your kindness turned someone's entire life around. You never know how much someone needed that long hug or deep talk. So don't wait to be kind. Don't wait for someone else to be kind first. Don't wait for better circumstances or for someone to change. Just be kind, because you never know how much someone needs it. And that's by Nikki Banas.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thanks, Nikki girl. That's all.
That's it.
That's it. Be kind, bitches.
Bye.
We love you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.